fact, it poured out like water in a stream. And just as in a stream where the measure of the amount of water flowing is called a current, so the electricity flowing out of the pile became known as an electrical current. "200 years after Volta, we finally understand what electricity actually is. The atoms in metals, like all atoms, have electrically charged electrons surrounding a nucleus. But in metals, the atoms share their outer electrons with each other in a unique way, which means they can move from one atom to the next. If those electrons move in the same direction at the same time, the cumulative effect is a movement of electric charge. This flow of electrons is what we call an electric current." Within weeks of Volta publishing details of his pile, scientists were discovering something incredible about what it could do. Its effect on ordinary water was completely unexpected. The constant stream of electric charge into the water was ripping it up into its constituent parts, the gases oxygen and hydrogen. Electricity was heralding the dawn of a new age where electricity ceased being a mere curiosity and started being genuinely useful. With constant flowing current electricity, new chemical elements could be isolated with ease, and this laid the foundations for chemistry, physics, and modern industry. Volta's pile changed everything. The pile made Volta an international celebrity, feted by the powerful and the rich. In recognition, a fundamental measure of electricity was named in his honor, the volt. But his scientific adversary didn't fare quite so well. Luigi Alizio Galvani died on the 4th of December 1798, depressed and in poverty. For me, though, it's not the invention of the battery that marks the crucial turning point in the story of electricity. It's what happened next. It took place in London's Royal Institution. It was a moment that marked the end of one era and the beginning of another. It was overseen by Humphry Davy, the first of a new generation of electricians, young, confident, and fascinated by the possibilities of continuous electrical current. So in 1808, he built the world's largest battery. It filled an entire room underneath the Royal Institution. It had over 800 individual voltaic piles attached together. It must have hissed and breathed sulphurous fumes. In a darkened room lit by centuries-old technology, candles and oil lamps, Davy connected his battery to 2 carbon filaments and brought the tips together. The continuous flow of electricity from the battery through the filaments leapt across the gap, giving rise to a constant and blindingly bright spark. Out of the darkness came the light. Davy's arc light truly symbolizes the end of one era and the beginning of our era, the era of electricity. But there's a truly grisly coda to this story. In 1803, Galvani's nephew, one Giovanni Aldini, came to London with a terrifying new experiment. A convicted murderer called George Forster had just been hanged in Newgate, and when the body was cut down from the gallows, it was brought directly to the lecture theatre where Aldini started his macabre work. Using a voltaic pile, he began to apply an electric current to the dead man's body. Then, Aldini put one electrical conductor in the dead man's anus and the other at the top of his spine. Forster's limp, dead body sat bolt upright and his spine arched and twisted. For a moment, it seemed as though the dead body had been brought back to life. It appeared as though electricity might have the power of resurrection. And this made a profound impact on a young writer called Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley wrote one of the most powerful and enduring stories ever. Based partly here on Lake Como, Frankenstein tells the story of a scientist, a galvanist, probably based on Aldini, who brings a monster to life using electricity. And then, disgusted by his own arrogance, he abandons his creation. Just like Davy's arc lamp, this book symbolizes changing times. The end of the era of miracles and romance, and the beginning of the era of rationality, industry and science. And it's that new age we explore in the next programme. Because at the start of the 19th century, scientists realised that electricity was intimately connected with another of nature's mysterious forces, magnetism. And that realisation would completely transform our world. To find out more about the story of electricity and to put your power knowledge to the test, try the Open University's interactive energy game. Go to bbc.co.uk/electricity and follow links to the Open University.
And the story of electricity continues here on BBC HD on Thursday at 11. Coming up next this evening, we're paying our regular monthly visit to the sky at night.